edition of the Upfront. The Upfront cuts through the spin and bring you unadulterated and the facts, the bare facts as supposed to be. And on this show, our very first edition, we pitch camp at the Burma camp for a very important interaction. This is because of the dastardly act that happened on Monday. A serving military officer of captain rank was brutally murdered in Obuasi, Denchira. This particular murder thrown the state into shock, with many having several commentary on this. Today, we bring our commentary to a close with the people who have already investigated or are in the throes of doing the investigation on this one. My name is Raymond Aqua. When we return from this brief break, we're back to give you the very person who will give us all the information and interrogates this information to get a better understanding of it for you. Welcome back. The very first edition of the Upfront would actually be unraveling the mystery behind the killing of Captain Adams Mahama. Captain Adams Mahama led a platoon, we understand, made of do some specific work in the Denchira Obuasi area. He lost his life. Indeed, he was brutally murdered in an excruciating, painful experience that has shocked the conscience of the state. But today, we'll do a dispassionate analysis of what really happened. And the man to do that conversation with me is the man who speaks for the Ghana Armed Forces, Lieutenant Colonel Eric Agrikwasi. Well, Colonel Agrikwasi joins us with some more thoughts on this one. Colonel, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
I hope you are doing well personally.
By God's grace.
What is the state of the Ghana Armed Forces today after hearing this particular news?
Our morale will always be high. It doesn't matter what happens. But within the ranks, everybody is shocked at what has happened and heeding to higher command's directives. Everybody is calm and just monitoring what is happening, leaving the investigators to do their work.
Is that the first time this has happened? The way in which the serving captain of the army died?
Yes, since I joined the military close to 26 years ago, this is the first time I'm seeing something like this.
Okay, so I need you to speak up for me because I'm actually not hearing properly.
This is the first time.
I need you to tell me whether indeed this is the first time this incident has happened.
Yes, I'm seeing this for the first time since I joined the military about 26 years ago. This is the first time I'm seeing something like this.
Do you get warned when you join the military about something of this sort happening?
When you join the military, you swear an oath. You go wherever ordered, by sea, by land, by air. And you do it at the peril of your life. And that oath tells you that the job that you are coming in has some dangers. And so once you swear that oath,
And we have to apologize for the slight technical challenge there. As I did tell you earlier on, we are here in the office of the Public Affairs Director of the Ghana Armed Forces. Colonel Agikwashi is supposed to run us through exactly what happened that led to the death of a senior serving officer of the military, Captain Maxwell Adams Mahama. We'll be getting more from him on this particular one. Colonel, we were telling us what the problems with the military ordinarily is as people sign up to sometimes die for the state. First, let's go back to the events of the day. Can you run us through why these officers, the commander with his platoon, were in that particular part of the country, Dencho Obuasi to be specific?
Yes, a detachment have been deployed there to undertake internal security operations. And we have such deployments, about 21 of them across the country.
21 of them?
Yes.
What are they doing?
Different activities depending on the threats in that particular area where they are deployed.
So what was the threat in Dencho Obuasi that required military officers stationed there?
We have issues of illegal mining and chainsaw operators also doing illegal lumbering.
Okay.
And so these things create situations that becomes the issue that comes up becomes more of a security issue. But if you look at it on the surface, you think that people are just doing something for their daily bread, but it has security implications.
When were these officers deployed to that particular part of the country?
They've been there for quite some time now. They didn't go there this year.
They've been here beyond a year?
Yes.
2015, 2016?
But they've been there for quite some time.
Is it since 2013 when we started the fight against Galamsey on a different scale?
The fight against Galamsey started way back in 2005.
But the task force was formed in 2013 for that particular fight.
You see, it comes up, it's like issue of dealing with Fulani herdsmen. Yes, as and when.
But you can't tell me the exact date that this team went to the grounds.
Yes, this particular thing. But they've been in that area on and off for some time.
Let's narrow in on the captain, Captain Mahama. When did he go to Dencho Obuasi?
He's been there for, I think, almost a month now.
A month?
Yes.
Not 3 months as it's been purported?
3 months.
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
It's only 1 month?
Yes.
What was his exact duties?
He is the detachment commander.
I.e.?
The personnel there, he's the one in charge. And so if you send any body of men to any location, there is always a commander.
So were they staying at the township of Dencho Obuasi, or they were in a particular village within that catchment area?
The detachment is based at the Diaso.
Diaso?
Diaso, yes.
Okay, so is that where the Galamsey operations were happening?
Their responsibility covers a whole area, not one particular location.
Okay, interesting.
Yes.
So were they supposed to fight Galamsey operators?
Anytime there is that threat of people mining in concessions that are not theirs, if it comes to their attention, they are supposed to chase the people out or stop them.
Sorry, are we talking about mining in concessions that are not theirs, as in for another grouping, or they are illegally mining in places they are not supposed to work at all?
How do you become an illegal miner? Once you go into a concession that is not yours,
you also can actually...
You become an illegal miner.
You can also do illegal mining on your own concession.
The nature that the concession is not yours. Because if the concession is for me, how do I become an illegal miner?
I just wanted clarity on the exact duties on the ground.
Yes, their duties is to prevent illegal mining in that general area.
Were they also supposed to protect other miners?
If there is a company that is licensed, because we had some MOUs with some companies, some through the Chamber of Mines and some individual MOUs. And so if we have an MOU with a company that is legally mandated to operate and is having problems, they call on us to assist in the security. I will give you a typical case in point. Ashanti Gold.
Anglo Gold Ashanti?
Yes.
When the director of communications
when we
died.
left the place, then it brought about a situation that led to the death of one of their management staff.
So in Dencho Obuasi, which mining operation was supposed to be protected?
I don't have that particular. There's not particular mining company that maybe this people no,
Is there a plethora of mining companies?
What I'm saying, their duty is to prevent illegal mining in that general area.
Okay, so would they be able to determine which one is legal mining and separate same from an illegal mining?
Yes, they have instructions given to them by the headquarters that send them there.
Okay, and you said there was a contract or some arrangement between, is it the hierarchy of the Ghana Armed Forces or the Ministry of Defense?
The Ghana Army has that responsibility, and so they have that arrangement
with the Minerals Commission,
Chamber of Mines, and then some with some specific companies.
The Chamber of Mines is not really a state institution. Why would they protect their engagements?
The Chamber of Mines is a body,
yes,
and so their members are licensed to operate, and they are having problems, so they seek assistance to protect.
So is this
work.
operation with the blessing or with the what they call support of the Ministry of Defense?
It has official authorization for them to operate because we don't work in a vacuum.
Okay.
Before we undertake any activity, we follow due process. We do background checks and then also deal with the appropriate legal institutions
involved. Okay.
Yes, before we go ahead to operate.
So the detachment on the grounds in Denchira or Boise were properly mandated to be there.
That's right.
They were not protecting illegal miners.
No.
How can you assure the DC who thinks they were that this was not the case?
I wish that I don't talk about the DC.
No, but he's in charge of the district security there. If your men are on the grounds, they really have to report to him
when
too.
Did he become the DC?
A couple of months ago.
Yes. And I've told you we've been there longer than he came into office.
Your officers did not report to him?
You see, I don't.
There's a question about the chain of command, which is equally important.
That's right.
Because he says that he didn't know them.
Fine.
What he knew was that they were there protecting illegal miners.
You see, I don't want to touch on these issues because my minister made a response that if you don't have information or facts about what is going on the ground, it's better you don't comment about them.
Was he making it in reference to the DC or your very
Yes, the DC. You think that if they were doing illegal duties, the military command would have sent the chief of the army staff himself to go there when this issue came up?
Is it probably, of course, you said you're going to investigate. That means you don't have the fullest appreciation of what was happening on the grounds.
I don't know. I don't understand.
You said you're going out there to investigate.
Yes, as to what led to the death.
Okay, not what they were doing there.
We know what they are doing there.
And you appropriately sanctioned that particular duty. Okay, so now let me get this right. So when your men go to, let's say, a district, community, is the protocol that they act and respond to directly straight from your office, or they collaborate with the local security?
It's just good neighborliness to collaborate with the local security.
They are not mandated by law to do so?
Except because if I come here to do a job and you are a hindrance to what I'm doing, definitely I will not come to you. But if what we are doing, we are all working towards a common cause, it's proper that we collaborate.
But the district security committee chair cannot be a hindrance to the operations of a military group on the grounds.
I think that I will just plead with you not to bring this DCE issue into this interaction because it's a different issue altogether. And
how different is it?
Yes, he's made utterances.
Yes.
That my minister has responded to. So I want to defer this particular issue to the Ministry of Defense to handle this.
Specifically, which part of that? That he's questioning the modus operandi of the men on the ground? So we should
cross-check from the Ministry of Defense how the people came to be there.
Is this the only DC who's actually giving you problems, or across the 21 sites that you are currently operating, they are all not cooperating?
I don't know. How many DCs have you heard making comments about deployment?
He's the only one I've heard so far.
Okay.
So he's the only one with the problem.
Maybe he's just coming to office new one, so he might have to acquaint himself with our duties in the area.
What is the official account of what happened that day?
What we got on Monday, that the officer was going, that was the initial reports. He was going for jogging. And then after some time, he was not coming back. So his personnel decided to follow up to find out why it's kept so long. And unfortunately, they went and found his child body. And so they had to communicate this thing back through the chain of command, our chain of communication that we have, and then they go to the military command.
So the procedure is that when an officer leaves to go on jogging, and there's a time period you expect him to come back. When he's not coming back, you launch a search for him.
If you live with somebody in your house and he tells you that, oh, I'm going to the market, definitely you know how long the person stays in the market. And so if after some time, the reasonable long period and the person is not coming, definitely you become a bit worried.
Did your men report the incident to the police?
I can't say it from here if they did that. So the investigations that the higher power delegation went to do will bring out all those things as to what procedures they took before or after they found the child body.
You said the security situation on the grounds were reviewed. Did you see or foresee that this particular area was full of hostile people who were dangerous, potentially armed, and could commit such a crime?
Personally, I've been there for quite some time, and we've never reported anything of this sort. And so, for all intents and purposes, you think that things were manageable in the area, and nobody was expecting such a thing to happen. That's the more reason why we need to do in-depth investigations into the issue as to what brought about this situation.
Did Captain Maxwell Adams Mahama carry a gun with him on his jogging?
That is what they are saying, but the investigations will prove either he had a weapon or he did not.
I mean, that's what I've heard the police say. The report from the assemblyman to the police indicated that he carried a gun.
You see,
is the military having contrary information?
Conflicting reports. So for now,
no, but the police have a single report. It is not conflicting.
They have been conflicting. You picked your listing. We have not had any information directly from the police.
So whose information are you?
The report that we had said he was going for jogging. As to the details as to whether he was carrying a weapon or not, did not come in the initial report that we had. So this report you're talking about is actually from the military command? Yes.
Or the military officers on the ground?
On the ground, yes.
Okay. So they are not privy to whether he carried a gun or did not carry a gun?
What I'm saying is that what they brought initially did not talk about he carrying a gun. It could be that
subsequently has it been identified?
Yes. That one, I've not seen the report since the team came back. They came here. It's been presented to the higher command at a higher level, so I've not seen that report yet.
But is it normal practice for military men to be in actually ordinary clothing, carry guns with them on their jogging?
If you are on operation, that is the only time you move about with weapon and even with live rounds. If it wasn't an operation that they were conducting there, maybe they will not even carry weapons in the area at all.
Is the jogging part of the operations you're supposed to conduct?
You need to keep your personal fitness. It's very, very important
for everybody. You don't do it collectively?
You have collective training that we do, and you have individual training. And so you can decide to run around, which is good. If you have some people have routines that every morning they need to run some distances and come back. So every time they try to do those things.
Is the captain mandated to carry a weapon in the case of a pistol with him?
Yes.
He's mandated?
He's mandated to carry a weapon.
Is there a logbook that keeps track of the activities for this weapon?
He signs the weapons from his unit and carries it there. So once he comes back, he will have to come and account for the weapon.
Did he do that?
He didn't come back.
But did he sign for a weapon, like specifically a pistol?
If he was... You can't get a weapon from your house. You pick it from an armory. And so you have to sign for it.
Has it been confirmed that he did?
He was on official duty. And there is no way you will go there and pick a weapon from somewhere outside your unit.
Do you give pistols to captains who actually are on a mission like that?
Every officer going on a mission has a right to sign for a weapon.
A pistol?
Depending on whichever operation, you can sign for a pistol and sign for your personal rifle, which is an assault rifle also.
Okay, but one other point that I'm hearing, and that's the information that the community itself is breathing out there, is that there was hostilities between the community on one side and people who were apparently engaging in illegal mining among the community and these military officers, because they believed that they were protecting what they call illegal operation sites.
For now, these issues have come back and people are saying all manner of things. So I prefer we wait for the investigators to come out with their report. They will know exactly what is happening, because there have been several reports, this man saying this person saying this, and everybody is saying something because something has gone wrong and confusing everybody. So if you are not careful, you will toe a certain line, and then at the end of the day, when the real facts come out, you will end up even questioning the real facts.
That's interesting to note. But your men headed to the grounds. Whose direction was that? Under whose authority did the military men who arrived at the place to do investigations go?
Under whose authority? It's the military commander. CDS is the overall boss, and so he orders people to.
Not the defense minister. Not the defense minister in this case.
He works in consultation
with the high commander.
Yes.
This directive is coming from the defense minister.
I speak for the armed forces, and so my immediate authority is the chief of the defense staff.
So what was their exact purpose on the grounds?
They went there to talk to our personnel and also interact with the local authorities.
Not to do a swoop.
Have you heard of soldiers swooping through the town?
Yes, we've heard that they swooped the place. They actually rounded up a number of people.
Yes.
You confirmed a couple of days ago that they actually picked up about 50 people.
50 people, that's right.
That's a swoop, wasn't it?
No, that was not a swoop.
So what did they do? They just picked up people on the streets?
They went and helped the investigators to at least pick up some potential suspects.
The police commander said that they were obstructing their work.
I didn't hear him say that, and so I will
He's on record, it's not in doubt.
Yes.
I mean, so when you say didn't hear him, you shouldn't necessarily hear him say that.
Yes, because if we go to a place to do a job, I have also spoken to some police officers.
The police commander there?
No, I've not spoken to
Is he denying that?
I've not spoken to the police commander.
Okay, yeah.
But I've spoken to some police officers.
They are so...
No. Outside the place, I was saying that the comment that I've heard, that the police commander says that our president was obstructing their work, and they felt that, how can this be? And that is why I'm saying...
You've not spoken to the commander himself?
No.
But he's the one making the allegation. How do you speak to other officers different from him?
Yes, I don't need to talk to him, because we go there, we work hand in hand.
Are you running parallel investigations?
We are supposed to work together as a team.
But the man did not feel like you're working with him.
If I arrest anybody, I cannot prosecute the person.
That's what I'm about asking you. You have no prosecutorial power, so
yes,
what are you on the ground doing?
We've lost a colleague, and we should fold our hands and sit here.
If I lose a colleague, I can't go on the grounds and do investigations.
Because you don't have the capacity to do that.
Your capacity has a limit. It's not to actually go on the grounds and impede the work of what they call it, a legitimate body which is already doing the work.
We never impeded anybody's work.
The people you rounded up in the town, what criteria did you use?
That is up to the commanders on the ground. They determine what happens. Because they are on the ground, and looking at the situation, they will be able to determine what approach to use.
So, based on which information did they round these people up?
I think the commander on the ground will best answer this particular question. Because he is on the ground.
You've not interacted with him?
No.
I mean, you give information for on behalf of the military.
Yes.
I want to believe that by this time,
no,
you've gotten briefing consistently.
There are certain type of information you don't even need to discuss that in the open.
I see. So you have information, but you cannot put it out there.
I don't have that information, but if I have it, I will not discuss such things. But the issue is that any commander on the ground at any particular point in time, he reviews the situation and decides the appropriate method to use to help achieve results.
So if I understand you, the reason why you went there is because one of your own had actually been involved in something, and you need to set up your own investigating structure. That's it.
No, we're supposed to work closely together with all the security apparatus on the ground to help get the culprits that did this heinous crime.
In March this year, there was a similar incident in the Central region. Did you find it worthy of also going to help get the culprits?
Central region?
Yes, there was mob lynching.
Of who?
Of an individual, ordinary citizen of this republic.
Yes. If in a situation like that, if they seek our assistance, we will offer.
But the police did not seek your assistance in this case.
They did not see that because our personnel was involved. And we have
so you
people
there. So took it upon yourself to go there because your personnel was involved.
I think you are not getting something right. If our commanders had not gone there, and the personnel on the ground decided to take things in their own hands, maybe the story would have been different from what we are seeing today.
But the personnel on the ground cannot, as military men, take things into their own hands because they are law-abiding citizens. Yes. They know the protocol for engagement. They are not security officers.
The community people are also expected to be law-abiding citizens. But they took the law into their own hands and did something that they were not supposed to do.
But can't be retaliation because...
Yes, that is why our presence on the ground was very, very necessary.
But you don't tell me that your presence was only to quell forming trouble. You were there to do other things too.
That's right.
So how did your rounding up of people help in the investigation?
The people were picked up, were handed over to the police, and then they did the screening.
The police did the screening?
Yes.
So you picked up 50, police did their own screening?
And we handed them over to the police. Then they will do the screening.
When you have your opinion, the police could not have picked up these people on their own?
When you are in Accra here, anytime there are problems, don't you see the military and the police together?
Yeah.
Yes, and so what is wrong?
But in this case, I am not given to understand that you were invited by the police because they couldn't handle the situation.
You see, that you are assuming that we went there just to go and then, I don't know, frighten the people or go and then threaten the people. No.
The people have said so. The member of parliament has said so. It says some of your men even threatened to burn down houses if they did not get the people who did this dastardly act. Is that part of your protocols of operation?
You see, I think the interesting thing is that now people are comporting themselves and everybody is saying anything at all that he or she wants.
I don't understand. I'm talking about a member of parliament, a representative of the people.
Yes.
Legitimate representative.
But if anything happens to the very same people in that area, they will still call on these very same people that are saying they are threatening the people. Because our presence there is also to provide security for the very same people in their community. Because I don't think it's all of them that are engaged in illegal mining.
We'll hold it there. We'll take a short break. When we are back from this particular break, we will look into the military going forward. Are they worried about their engagements with the citizenship? And when we come back from this particular break, you'll be able to understand exactly what is happening next after these investigations are commenced on our front here. Welcome back. This is the Upfront. We start a conversation with the Director of Public Affairs of the Ghana Armed Forces on the demise of one of their own, which is causing a lot of trouble in this republic. We understand that already the 5 that have been arrested, they started talking. Some of them are giving leeways as to what happened and how it happened clearly on the grounds there. Have you been given information, Colonel, about exactly what the people who have been arrested are saying?
No, I don't have any information to that.
So the police is now conducting the investigation?
Yes.
And you've not been fed what they've been saying?
They will feed it. You see, there are channels of communication.
So, yes, that's
right.
To you
that's right.
Who does public affairs?
Because information is given out on need-to-know basis.
Oh, interesting to know.
Yes.
But let me get this part clarified from you. So the military men who went to actually round up these people, have they returned to Accra?
Yes, all our personnel who went...
Withdrawn from the town?
Yes, they are gone back.
Is there any understanding they brought back that this is not just one of the incidents that a mob actually mistakes an individual who's an officer for a thief or a robber and gets to deal with the person that way?
See, when it comes to anything that borders on the investigations that they are doing, I'm reluctant to make speculations. So I want us to.
But not be informed about what they
yes,
brought back as information.
let's wait for the investigators, because.
Are you referring to the police investigators,
yes,
not the own men who went to the grounds?
The investigators, definitely the people involved. There might be some of them that might have even left the community, and so the investigations, I'm sure, will even go on for some time, and maybe through some leads they will be able to track all the people.
We are in Bema camp here.
Yes.
How is Captain Adams Mahama's family, the children, the wife, how are they doing?
It's this. I just spoke to his father some few hours ago, and a journalist asked him that question, and he was saying, how do you even answer such a question in this situation? It is even us who are not closely related to him are finding it tough. It's not an easy thing to lose a colleague, let alone losing your son, losing your husband, losing your father.
What happens to the family?
The military has what they can do to support the family.
What does the military do in these instances?
We have protocols that we follow, and so.
Now, I want you to tell me. I mean, are they going to get full-time scholarship for their children?
What I'm saying is that we have our protocols that we follow, and.
How long can they stay in the bungalow of the Ghana forces?
So long as they need to be in the bungalow, they will be there.
3 months.
If it means they have to be there for a year, 2 years, 3 years, they will have to be there.
So the kids grow up?
The kids will receive support till they are 18 years.
Okay. And when you say support, what does it really mean?
Yes, if they are in school, the system will have to pay their school fees.
Okay. How about money for daily upkeep?
There's a widow's pension that we have when you lose a spouse who is in the military. All these things will be given to you unless when the woman gets married, some of these things will cease.
Captain Adams Mahama died in the course of duty.
Yes.
What does he get when that happens?
The service will take care of his barrier and everything. And the vice president visited the family, and this thing has even gone beyond the hands of the military. It's become more of a national thing. It's become.
Would he receive a lump sum amount from the military?
For monies, we will not be talking about money issues now, but that is not the priority now.
Really?
Yes.
Because the children have to go back to school.
The system will take care of that.
Okay.
Yes, we have our protocols that we go through when such a thing happens. And so the system we have our procedures we follow to.
The military have had a reputation in this republic. I mean, sometimes, even in the revolutionary periods, in times where there were coup d'etats, people fear the military. Do you think that this engagement is likely to change how the military views the civilian and the civilian's approach and attitude towards the military?
We want to present a new image where we try to get the laws of the state to work at all times.
Okay.
And so if situations like this come up, the idea is to get everybody to understand that there are rules and regulations that should be allowed to work. And so when immediately this thing came up, the CDS directed that all personnel, wherever they are, not only in Dentra or Boise, military personnel everywhere, should stay calm and then just wait for the investigators to do their work.
What was the need for that direction?
Yes, because it's not easy for you to wake up and hear that your mate who is doing a duty on behalf of the people has just been murdered.
Interesting. So you would treat civilians fairly?
Yes. At least since this thing happened. That is why when I hear those reports that soldiers are maltreating the civilians there, I ask myself, what are people trying to achieve?
People actually say it to themselves.
Yes. No, you see, as for people getting afraid,
that one is
not just fear.
Yes,
it's intimidation.
It's not.
Bumping into my home
not.
At late in the
Yes,
night
you see,
and asking me to go to a place I do not know.
Very good.
And calling that as part of your investigation.
If
without a warrant from the security agencies required.
You are talking about warrant as if you are running a normal situation.
Nobody declared state of emergency in that area. Nobody did.
You've killed somebody in the community, and
people
you are talking.
Die in communities all the time. It doesn't become a national security emergency.
Some of them do.
Yeah.
Because if some things happen, there have been instances where communities have been attacked, and troops have gone there to ensure that the perpetrators are arrested. It's not only when a military person dies. There have been instances where we've gone in to help arrest perpetrators of some crimes.
Did the military men trample on anybody's rights?
I'm finding this thing difficult to what you are calling the rights. Yes.
Right to freedom of expression, right to privacy,
yes.
Right to movement. Were these trampled upon by any military man on the grounds in the quest to get these men?
If you are performing a duty, you have to apply the rules in such a way that you'll be able to get or you achieve the aim that I've been giving you. And so
what does that mean?
If we went there,
force?
if you want, the person is resisting attack, that is a different issue. But if you come here and say, all of you here move to this position, everybody moves to that position, I don't think anybody will even hold your hand and pull you there.
What is being done to protect the military across the country? We have some other 20 sites that are still operating. What is being done?
We are following our rules of engagement to ensure that people don't expose themselves to unnecessary danger.
Do you think that the statement from the Lance Minister that you were engaged in illegal protection of what they call it, operators, is part of the reasons why these attacks are happening?
I don't think so. This might be unrelated.
Unrelated to those events.
Yes.
We understand that you conducted your own internal investigation and found no military man engaged in any protection of what they call it, Galamsey operators.
See,
would you have preferred an independent body do that investigation?
The independent body the independent body, you see, the problem is that I can't get up from here and move to any mining community and say I'm going to do anti-Galamsey operation.
The 2BN official or commander who was actually interdicted, what happened?
Nobody has been the commander. The commander has been posted to a new unit and a new commander sent to the place. Yes, the details of what transpired is not for public consumption; it's for consumption of the military.
Can you say categorically that he was not protecting Galamsey operators?
Which Galamsey operators was he protecting?
I'm asking whether you can say
no, I said if you can show me the people he was protecting. But I don't know that he was protecting any Galamsey operators.
Have you agreed on the funeral arrangement for Captain Adams Mahama yet?
We just met the family. The vice president went there today, and then they will meet, I think, by Friday. And then they will bring their proposals to the military command. They will study it, and then the ministry and the vice president, who is the chairman of the Armed Forces Council, will be notified. So that because now the funeral is gone beyond the family, it's gone beyond the armed forces. So you need to make sure that you tie all the loose ends, and then we have a smooth.
Forgive me, I've run out of time, but many thanks to you. I've been engaging Colonel Adequasi, who is the PR for the Ghana Armed Forces, on what really happened on Monday that led to the excruciating, painful death of a captain of the army. My name is Raymond Aqua. This has been the very first edition of the Upfront.